Hello, we are rolling. Hi, hi there, and welcome back to the vlog. My name's Pen. I am just a gal, really, but also a rookie professional wrestler based in the Philippines, out here just documenting my life, I guess. This might be another talkie vlog, probably, yeah. I'm 2 weeks into training since coming back or since recovering from my wrist fracture. I've been away for roughly 3 months, and with all that said, I want to talk about ring rust. And what ring rust is, it's basically what happens when you've been, away from the sport for whatever reason, injury, life, and so you're not as sharp or, not as good as you were before. You forget things or you're suddenly a little more rough than you used to be. In my case, I haven't been doing this for an incredibly long time, and I am by no means, the best at what I do. So that paired with being away for such a long time is just not a good mix, basically. And I had come off the back of like my last training session. It's kind of rough. It was not great. Up until this point, I was getting by. I was doing well enough with like the standard drills, and even when I was still injured, I would still like make a point to do like tape study. Like I would still watch a lot of wrestling. Keep notes of what I think I could do or like how I could perform. I had like months of just like watching my own stuff and looking for opportunities where I could have done better. So, after a week of training, I felt sort of ready to do like a practice match, um, which was my first in like 3 months. And yeah, it was pretty bad. There was a lot of missed cues, there was a lot of confusion on my part. In structuring the match and putting it together, it made a lot of sense. Felt somewhat confident even. But like once I was in the ring, my mind like just drew a blank, basically. Like a newborn baby. Deer in headlights even. I would mix spots up, I would forget what I would be doing, I would be hyper aware of where my hand was, and that in and of itself was like really really distracting. Basically it was a really frustrating experience. Like normally, even if I put up a stinker training match or no, I could still watch it, run it back, and think about where I could have done better. But in this particular case, I struggle to even watch it or even watch the start of it because I know how bad I did. That said, everyone was really forgiving. Everyone knew that it was ring rust before I could even really verbalize it. I mean, I'm not a unique case by any means. I'm not even one who's been away for the longest, so they get it. But that said, I was still proud that I did it. As bad as I was, like all of the mess ups and the mistakes that I did aren't so major that they couldn't be fixed by reps. In terms of learnings coming from that, like the first would be continue doing what works for me. In my case, it's like actually like taking physical notes, like putting pen to paper. That's something that I did a lot, and for some reason in this particular instance I just didn't do. Whether it's wrestling or work or other things, I find that it's easier to just write down my actual notes. It makes things easier to remember and internalize. Somehow I just decided not to do it, but like in retrospect it felt like a bit of overconfidence on my end. In my head it was kind of like I have been thinking of how I would wrestle almost nonstop since I was benched. Like, I got this, I can do this, I have it all figured out, which clearly wasn't the case. Second would be to just communicate better. I'm a big believer in fake it till you make it, and it's worked very well for me for the most part. But I think in this particular case, it was delusion, where I should have just been more honest about how much support I needed. I guess, yeah, because I came off so confident and, lazida about everything, my training partner probably got the impression that, like, oh, nothing to worry about. She's got it all covered, which was also not the case. And, like, I guess the last thing is to just be kinder to myself. Growth isn't linear. You hear that a lot, and it is true. I forget that I haven't been back long. Like, again, it's like I'm 2 weeks into this, and I am under circumstances where some people probably would have quit. And so it might not have turned out the way that I wanted, but I tried nonetheless. So that has to be worth something. I'm not really sure what I am getting out of pouring my guts out like this. Maybe in making this, I am creating something that I can look back on when I've improved or reached some kind of milestone, prove that I am just stressing myself out over nothing. I mean, this wasn't my first like rough training day, nor will it be the last. All I could do now is just keep trucking and, showing up. And in doing so, I have to improve, right? I hope. This wasn't the most structured. I just kind of want to get it out of my head and into the universe in some way. But yeah, thank you for listening. And I will see you around for the next one. Thank you.